All right, ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the ULM Warhawks in his fourth season over in Monroe after coming from McNeese. He is Matt Viator, one of my favorite people in the business. Such a good dude, and, man, I'm happy that he is going to take a little time and join us. Coach, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great, Patrick. Thanks for having me.
Man, thank you for taking a little time. Raj, when we set this up, I tell everyone every time I have V on the story of hooking them up with Larry the Cable Guy when McNeese was in Nebraska. And so their SID says, well, Coach said he'll make some time for you. Feels like he still owes you for Larry the Cable Guy. Coach, I'm here to tell you, you don't owe me anything for anything anymore, all right? We're all square, brother. We are all square.
I know, but that was a great deal. But, no, I really appreciate it.
Man, I love having you on. You're one of my favorite guys. I'm glad that I don't have to see you every year in conference play. I like that because we know how successful your squads were at McNeese. So you're a guy who is used to having a lot of success, and obviously ULM we knew was going to be a bit of a turnaround project, and it feels like this might be that year, the proverbial turn-the-corner year. Where do you feel like your team is in terms of, okay, we're going from now we're bowl eligible, we're 500 to, okay, now we've got to start vying, being in that race for the conference championship?
Patrick, I think we got a chance again. I really do. And I thought we had a chance last year. And if you look at it, after 10 games, we were 6-4. We were winning the West. And, we were right there. And, we lost a couple close games, a couple tough games at Arkansas State, and then we lost to Lafayette right at the end of the game. We missed a field goal on the last play, and we got really close in there. So, we got a bunch of the kids back, and, you hope that you can take that next step, but there's a lot of work that goes into it, as you know, and, it's a new year, it's a new team. You have to stay healthy, you have to play good at the right times, and then when you play the type of schedule we do, it's just, it's really tough, when you have Florida State and Iowa State, and then plus, this year we play Memphis, and stuff, which I'm excited about it. I mean, they come into ULM, but, I mean, and I know, that's one of the better group of 5 teams there is in the country. And, to play them. So, and then when you get in the league, most all the games are pretty close as they were last year. So we're excited. I think, like I said, we got a bunch of the kids back, and, year 4, and I think everybody's got a pretty good understanding of what we're trying to do, but you got to make it happen on the field.
Let's start with the schedule then, Coach, because as you mentioned, you're not doing yourself any favors in the early season schedule. Look, Broderick Fobbs as well as anyone. He was on your staff. Just how good a coach he is. Grambling's not going to be a pushover in week 1 at Florida State, bye week at Iowa State, South Alabama, who's very good, and then Memphis, as you mentioned, they are in Monroe. But Coach, that's a gauntlet to go through in the first 6 weeks of the season.
It sure is, and we're excited about the first game being here with Grambling, and look, we think we're going to get a great crowd, and you're right. I know Broderick is from being at Northwestern, and just a great guy, really good person, good football coach, and he's done a great job at Grambling. So that rivalry, 30, 35 miles apart, I think is going to be a really big game for us, starting out, and then, it doesn't get any easier after that. But that's kind of the way it's been. And, since I've been in this league, a lot like the Southland, you get in it and, you better play good. And not only do you need the players and have a good team, but you better play good that night or you're going to lose. And that's just, I don't make a lot of promises. I did in the Southland, and certainly not here, once you get in the league play, because how competitive the games are and how good of players and how good of coaches that everybody has. And you better play good. You better stay healthy and keep a little confidence, after those non-conference games, and play good on the night that you play.
The 2 non-conference games after Grambling, at Florida State, at Iowa State, you're talking about a guy that's widely regarded as a very good offensive mind in Willie Taggart, and a guy who's regarded as one of the best defensive minds in Matt Campbell at Iowa State. I know you have a bye week in the middle of that, Coach, but that's a couple of drastically different styles that you're getting ready to face. I would imagine, if nothing else, assuming, good health coming out of those games, that's got to be good for your team understanding and appreciating different ways to go about winning football games.
Yeah, I think so. I think all those types of games are, I call them opportunity games. Some people call them money games, but I think they're a great opportunity for your team and for your young men to be able to go play in big stages and, big, campuses, and just, I don't know. I think it's a great experience to be able to do that. And, Coach Taggart hired Kendall Browse to be the offensive coordinator. And so, we've tried to go back and look at Houston stuff and some stuff but you said it also. I mean, Coach Taggart is also a really good offensive football coach. So I don't know. We don't know if we're going to see all Kendall Browse or a little bit of Coach Taggart and Browse. And so it should be interesting. And then, really other than this summer, I don't know a lot about Iowa State. And I've been watching them this summer and just, typical, team, Midwest team, big, very well coached, look like playing North Dakota State or somebody like that.
Yeah.
I mean, just big, physical, run the ball, stop the run. And so you're right. I mean, it'll be two. We think Florida State's going to try to run as many plays as they can, as fast as they can, and then you're going to go the next week or 2 weeks after that and get more of a traditional old school type of football, run the football, stop the run mentality. So it'll definitely be a tale of definitely two different games, two different styles.
Yeah, and Matt Campbell's kind of the hot defensive mind in terms of stopping spread offenses these days. Everyone has been going to him the last couple of summers because Iowa State's been so good at that, and that makes a huge difference. Yeah,
and reading the preseason polls and Phil Steele and some of these, they think this is going to be the best defense he's had. So that should be interesting.
Well, let's talk about your squad because, as we all know, it starts up front, but you need a good, experienced signal caller, and you've got that. I talked with Skip Holtz over at Louisiana Tech, and we talked about Jamar Smith in his senior year, maybe taking that final step, that final progression. Is that where you feel like Caleb Evans is right now? That this is, his ability to take that final move and become as good a quarterback as he needs to be?
We hope so, for sure. And he's worked really hard. He kind of, when you go back and look, he started as a freshman and then just was off the charts his sophomore year in terms of the numbers he put up. Last year still put up big numbers, but we turned the ball over too much. And so there's some stuff that Coach Kubik and he have worked on, and are trying to be a little bit more patient and let the game come to him a little bit more and not force as many things as we kind of did last year and stuff. But really talented kid, can run and throw. I mean, as good a dual threat guy as I've ever been around in terms of that. And I'm really proud of him, the way he's worked in spring ball and in an August camp. I mean, you can see the things that Matt Kubik laid out for him. You can see him trying to do those things, and that's fun. That's fun to watch.
You mentioned a dual threat guy, and when you've had some of your best success, look, you were one of the first coaches I ever saw that really embraced the dual threat quarterback at McNeese. You had guys 10 years ago who were doing that, running for a lot of yards, and it was still when it was, okay, the quarterbacks aren't running, they're just big, slow guys handing off. Is that still, do you want that to be a major threat, or would you rather him just run when he needs to as opposed to when you want him to?
Well, I'm all about, trying to take advantage of what they do the best. And I always thought at McNeese or here, our level, whatever, I mean, the way we recruited, I always tried to go get the best quarterback we could get and not necessarily, go after a certain type or a certain, we went after and we tried to recruit. I mean, we had a young man close to Natchez, Cody Stroud, that didn't run at all, really, but boy, he could really throw it. And he started 3 years for us at McNeese, but yet we had Derek Faroux before that. We had Daniel Sams after that, and we had Daniel Sams after that. So I just always went, and our philosophy was always just to go try to find the best quarterback, and then adjust the offense to his skill set. And it just so happens when we came here, we were able to sign Caleb in our initial signing class and came in, and it's one of those deals where I knew he could run, but when he got out here, he could really run. I mean, he could, he could really run and has some top end speed to when he runs. And but what he's improved on is his throwing, and I think hopefully he'll continue to improve on that.
Talking to Matt Viator, the head coach for ULM, and as I mentioned earlier, we know it all starts up front, and you might have the best O-line in the Sun Belt coming back. A lot of experience there, a lot of experienced starters coming back. I would imagine you have to feel pretty good about what you've got going on up front.
We're really excited about it, and we just hope those guys can stay healthy. But we have 3 guys that have actually started pretty much every game since we've been here, and we're fortunate about that. We were unfortunate maybe in the sense that we had to throw them straight out there as freshmen because we had lost the program had lost some kids, and but now they have that experience, and so but we'll start 4 seniors and a junior that's already started 2 or 3 years. A junior has too, and so that's great. I mean, you know how important it is. Usually offensive linemen only get recognition when they hold. They get their number called,
right,
or they give up a sack, and they spotlight them, on TV. But how important it is, and hopefully we can keep those guys healthy.
Tell me about the skill position guys. Who do you think you'll be relying on this year, and who do you think are your most explosive guys?
We lost Marcus Green, who got drafted, by the Atlanta Falcons, and we've had some kids like Marquise McCray, Xavier Brown. We actually redshirted last year, was a senior last year and got hurt, and we were able to get his year back, so he'll come back. And Brandy Spettis, young man from Southwest Louisiana. So these kids have been in the program and have had success, but they weren't the main guys. That was Marcus Green, and then R.J. Turner, who's from Natchitoches, went to Texas Tech last year and stuff. So we lost the top 2 guys, but the rest of them are back. And, we'll just have to have some guys step up and play a bigger role than what they've been playing in years past.
Defensively, you were certainly very solid last year. It was part of the reason why you had such a good year. You've got one of the names synonymous with Louisiana Monroe football in Mike Collins and his father, of course. Give me some indication of what this defense is going to look like.
We felt like the second half of the year we played really good defense, and we felt like we had an opportunity to win all 6 of the games, but we played good enough defense for sure to do that. But I think we've gotten better and better defensively, and I think Mike Collins done a great job. We have Scott Stoker too, who I know y'all know very well.
I was actually gonna ask you how you overcome the lack of a good linebackers coach, Matt, at some point.
Yeah, I tell you, we have a couple of young coaches here, and they work on the defensive side, and most of them played for us at McNeese, and they come in here, and I tell them, I said, I hope you realize you're in there with Mike Collins and Scott Stoker. That's a clinic every day. Yeah. So go in there and learn as much as you can, because, those 2 guys, when you get in the room with them. But, no, we're fortunate to have them, and like I said, I think they've done a great job, and, we just kind of brought them along. We played a lot of freshmen early, and, then the next year, and then last year we were better and got a bunch of them back, and hopefully we can take another step this year.
Coach, I do want to tell you from myself and from Rogers Hampton, whose father was in the McNeese Hall of Fame for football and is a ULM grad, by the way, so he's an alum. We both want to tell you that we love the uniforms. We are so happy that y'all went back to that bright yellow with the dark maroon. I mean, Coach, it looks so good. And the helmets with the ULM, the new logo, I mean, y'all did an absolutely fantastic job with that. You look so good
thank
now.
You. Appreciate that. When we came here, we talked about, because we were going to have a reunion of the national championship team and in 2017. So we went out and raised some money and bought the uniforms to have the tribute game or the throwback game to when we had the 87 national championship team. Here, we tried to mimic. It's funny, we got the jersey and the pants and all that. We just couldn't find the socks. Couldn't find, those big striped socks. We couldn't find them anywhere. But we could get this. So anyway, Patrick, we had such a great response to it. I mean, the people, all the way from all those guys on the team, Stan Humphreys, Doug Peterson, of course, Doug's kid's our starting tight end. And, he just called and Coach, that just brings back so much. And, so we got such a great response. We got with the athletic director. We took it to the president, and he was all aboard. And that's kind of how it got going, because we got such a good response from that tribute game. And so we decided to go back to those colors. But I've had a lot of fun with it, and I love the new colors, the new old colors, however you want to say it. And we've got a great response to it, and I appreciate you saying that. No,
they look sharp as can be now. I absolutely love it. You know me. And when you were at McNeese, we all kind of chuckled at all the, Northeast Louisiana becoming UL Monroe and Southwest Louisiana becoming ULL and all that, and all the fighting about what they're going to call themselves and all that. But Coach, y'all knocked it out of the park when it came to those uniforms. That is the perfect combination, the perfect throwback. Y'all are honoring Northeast Louisiana while also kind of taking it to the next step. It is beautiful. We absolutely love them over here. I'll tell you that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. All right, last thing before I let you go, Coach. You're closing in on game one, Grambling coming over to Monroe. Do you feel like you're ready, or are there some steps, or there's some things that you need to see cleaned up before you get to game one?
Oh, no question. We have to clean some things up. And, going through the second scrimmage, which most of the second scrimmages I've done through the years have been situational scrimmages. I mean, we try to go through every situation and, from the start of the game to the end of the game and put guys. And we definitely need some work on some things, and which we'll do this week. And, toward the end of the week, and we'll start back for good Sunday, with 100% of the focus on Grambling. But we still have some things to work on here for the next few days, and for me to try to feel better about some of the situations we'll get put in.
No doubt about it. V, you're the best, my friend. Thank you so much for your time today.
Hey, thanks, Patrick. Good luck to the Demons, too.
All right. I will let them know. And by the way, tell Cubic and Stoke I said hello while you're at it.
I will. Thanks, Patrick.
All right. Matt Viator, head coach of ULM. Good.